Hello, the students of class 9 and 10, you all are welcome again to Mymensingh Online School. I am Mohammad Rajul Karim, Assistant Teacher English, Mymensingh High School. Today, I am here to present a wonderful session on summarization or on unseen passage. You all know that from unseen passage you have to answer information transfer and summary or summarization, and that is why on my last class I tried to teach you information transfer from the unseen passage. Today I am here to present the idea on summary, or how can we write a good summary and how can we get 80% mark on summary or summarization. And many of students phoned me and called me, "Sir, how can we get good mark in summarization or summary? Or how can we write a good summary?" Actually, summarization is a very important topic for the students of class 9 and 10, because through summarization you can express your ability and you can express your articulation, and you also express yourself. How much mark do you deserve? Okay, my dear student, I think you all know the importance of summary, and from that point of view I am here to present an informative session on summarization or summary. Okay, we should go to our main point. At first, we have to know what is summary. What is summary? Yes, just we find a passage and you are asked to write a summary from that text. But before going to summary, we should know the definition of summary. And after that, we have to know what are the elements of summary. Actually, any student can write a summary, but most of the students don't get full marks or 80% mark in summarization or summary. But why? Because there are some lackings. Just to overcome or to erase all these lackings, I am here. Okay, at first I want to tell you what is summary. A summary is a condensed version of a text. That means we can compare summary with a microcosm. That means a reader who read a summary can realize what is the passage about. That is why we can compare a summary with microcosm. Okay, then what is summary? Summary is a condensed version of a text or of a passage. Okay, my dear student, I think you have understood what is summary. But you should know what are the elements of summary, and what should we avoid, and what should we do, and what should we take from the passage. And just to inform you, I am writing here a chart. summary. At first, you just try to write a summary in present tense. Number 1, present tense. Number 1, present tense. Number 2, you just try to write a summary according to your own word, just following the passage. That means own word. Just write a summary according to your own word. Okay. Number 3, never copy any sentence. Never copy any sentence from the passage. If you do such things, that means if you don't copy any sentence, then that time you can show your ability. Otherwise, if you copy the text, it can't show your ability or competency. That is why you have to write according to your own word. Try to write it not more than 90 or 100 words. Not more than 90 or 100 words. Okay. Number 5, never write any quote or any direct quote. That means avoid all types of direct quote. Avoid direct quote. Number 6, I have to write here. Number 6, you just avoid all type of examples. You need not to mention examples. Examples. Number 7, you just try to follow the sequence. That means a passage is written according to or following a sequence, and when you write a summary, you just try to follow that sequence, what the writer wrote or write. According to passage, we have to write. That means following sequence. Sequence. Okay. And number 8, very important. You never write any sentence from your mind what is not mentioned in the passage. That means if you find a passage about tree plantation, then you just write according to the passage. You never try to write according to your own speech. You just follow the passage. If you follow all this step, I think it will be a good summarization. But it is not enough. I'll express more some words. Okay, at first you have to write it in present tense. Try to write. But every passage, every summary is not possible. It may not be possible to write in present tense. Okay. Number 2, own word according to you the passage. Number 3, never copy any sentence. Number 4, try to write 90 or 100 words, not more than 90 or 100 words. Just try it even 70 words, within 70 or 80 words. Okay, just avoid direct quotes. If you find any quote in a passage, just you have to avoid it. You never mention it in your summarization. Okay. Number 6, avoid examples. You need not to mention examples. Number 7, following sequence. You try to follow sequence. And number 8, mostly important, you don't express your opinion. You just follow, you just write the summary following the passage. Okay, my dear student, I think you have understood the characteristics of a summary. All these 8 are the characteristics of a summary. Okay, my dear student. And today, after this class, we will be able to learn the characteristics of summarization and what is the summary and how can we write a good summary and what is the part of a summary, and we just go to example also, and I will show how a student write a summary and how the teacher wants from the students, and all this element you will be informed through this class. Okay, I think you have understood all the characteristics of summarization. Okay, now we are going to the elements of summary. What are the elements of summary? Now we are going to another step, that is the elements of summary. Number 1, main idea. 3 elements. Number 2, supporting idea. Supporting idea. Number 3, concluding idea. Concluding idea. That means in a summary we just try to mention all these 3 things. Main idea. You have to express a main idea of this passage. It must be within 1 or 2 lines. It must be within 1 or 2 lines. Main idea. And number supporting idea. You just write here 3 to 4 lines. 3 lines, not 4 lines. You just write here 3 supporting idea. It just, and after the concluding idea, you just write 1 sentence. That means when we write a summary, then we just try to focus 3 things. One is main idea, another is supporting idea, and third one is concluding idea. What is main idea? Main idea is very important to overwhelm a teacher. A teacher can be overwhelmed by seeing the main idea or seeing the first 1 or 2 lines of your writings, of your summary. That is why you have to focus on main idea. How can we write a good main idea? Okay, just we can write a main idea by following some steps. Number 1, when you write a main idea, then you try to show the summarization of the subject. It may be a person, it may be tree plantation, it may be mobile phone, it may be anything. Okay, just you try to summarize the whole subject in the first line. That means in your first line you try to write the clear definition of the passage, and seeing the first line, the reader can be overwhelmed. I just see you what type of sentence. I just see you. I will go to exercise, and in main idea we just try to focus all the characteristics of the subject of the passage. Okay. Number supporting idea. So in supporting idea you just write 2 or 3 sentences. Here you take words or you take themes from the passage. You just explain the passage. Okay. Number 3, concluding idea. You just focus here the conclusion of the passage. And how can you conclude this sentence? You can follow it through the sequence. That means when we will go to exercise, then you will be clear more. Okay, just try to follow all these steps. I think if you follow these steps, you will be able to write a good summarization. Okay, now we are going to the text where how can we write a good summarization. Now I see you a passage, and we just write a summary of this passage. Actually, on my last class, I read out this passage. But for this summarization, I also read this passage again. Number 1, I am reading the passage. Just you listen carefully and you will be able to know some new information. How can we write a summary? Okay, now I am reading the passage. Thomas Alva Edison was born in 1847 in Ohio, America. As a little boy, he was very inquisitive. Inquisitive means curious. He always wanted to know how things were done. Very early in life, he showed that he was full of curiosity, a quality which is so important for inventors. In 1869, he went to New York, where he worked for some time as a telephone operator. But soon he became interested in invention. In a very short time, they were his chief business. In order to carry on this business, which became his life's work, he built a laboratory in 1876 at Menlo Park, where he had gone to live. His first great invention was a system of telegraphy. I already read it on my previous class, but today I am reading it just to show how can we write a good summarization of this passage. Okay, soon afterward he invented the phonograph, the first form of the instrument that we now know as the gramophone or record player. The word phonogram means something that can write or record sound. Other scientists before Edison had thought of instrument which would do this, but Edison was the first to make an instrument which actually worked. He also invented the incandescent lamp, a lamp in which the light is caused by heated wire called a filament. The wire is heated by an electric current. People can now use electricity to illuminate their homes. By the time Edison died in 1931, he had about 1,000 inventions to his credit. Okay, my dear student, we just read out the passage. Just I show you how can we write a good summarization. Actually, just look at 5. It is from a book. Here, the writer of that book has written in such a way, but I think it is not perfect. Number 6, I have written here according to my own way and what I am teaching you. You just follow 6, not 5. In the 5, here the writer of that book has written that the passage is about Thomas Alva Edison, the inventor of phonograph. I don't like this. You never try to write the passage is about, the passage is tales. It is, I think it is very silly. It is not the good quality. That is why you just start the summary with the person. Not the passage is about, the passage tells us this, not this type of sentence. And second line, he wrote here, he is an American citizen. It is a simple sentence. He was very inquisitive and curious from his childhood. While working as a telephone operator, he could feel his interest in invention. Then he established a laboratory and invented phonograph. He also invented the incandescent lamp. This great invention made him 1,000 inventions. The lifespan of Edison was 1847 to 1931. This is the writings. This is a part from that book where I taken this passage. But number 6, I have written here for this passage. I have written a summary for this passage. You just look it and you try to follow this summary to write any summarization or to form any summarization. Okay, my dear student, here I write a main idea. Number 1, TAE means Thomas Alva Edison. Here I have used here a compliment a very inquisitive and curious person. You can write also in such a way. Is the greatest American scientist who invented 1,000 of inventions. That means this line shows the clear definition of Thomas Alva Edison. And we, seeing the first line, we can understand what the passage is about. And you also try to write in such a way. Here we write some supporting idea. These are having all the qualities of an inventor. He reached his ultimate goals, inventing phonograph, incandescent lamp, etc. He took inventing as his lifespan business. In order to run his business, he set up a laboratory at Menlo Park and continued his creative exercise. Here I wrote 3 sentences for you. Just it is called supporting idea. Just you write according to your creativity. And last one. Though he died in 1931, his inventions remind us his name in every step of our life. Actually, why do we read this passage? Actually, we in every step of life, we remember Thomas Alva Edison. And that is why he is a very unique person in the inventing society. That is why we find this. And so you have to write in such a way. That means you have to follow 6, not 5. 5 is a very simple summary, and if you write following 5, then you don't get full marks or 80% marks. And if you follow 6, I think the sentence are standards and you can show your competency ability through the sentences. What I write on in 6. Okay, you just try to write a passage according to an articulation or according to your own word with a standard word as you are the student of class 9 and 10, and so you have much quality also. That is why you just follow number 6. You can take a screenshot. Here I have written here lines, but you write this as a passage, just one paragraph. Here I am giving you a homework. That is, you just take a screenshot from this passage or from my passage and you just write a summarization of this passage. Okay, my dear student, you just try to write a good summary at your home. Okay, I'm telling you, or I have told you, how can we write a good summary and what are the quality of a summary. Okay, my dear student, today I want to show what is summary. Number 2, what are the characteristics of summary and what are the parts of summary, and giving example I have shown you how can we write a good summary, standard summary, and according to class standard, according to the standard of class 9 and 10. And if you write a standard summary, you will get 80 or 85% mark from this summary. Okay, my dear student, on my next class I'll take a new topic and which will be very informative for you. That is why wait for my class, and today I want to finish my class. Okay, till then, goodbye.